Neets have become a bit popular over the last decade, and with the pandemic, I'm sure it's gotten a lot more people to join the cult. The army of Neets, alright? The Neet Nation. For all the normal contributing members of society, a Neet is someone who is not in education, employment, or training. They're pretty much a loser. They spend their days inside their rooms drinking Monster Energy and playing video games with their Cheeto-infested keyboards. And weirdly enough, it's been somewhat of a debate on whether it's a good thing or not, as if the discussion of a human needing a human needs any. And I know what you're all gonna say. Don't you just make YouTube videos? Well, I'm getting paid, so needs pretty much don't have anything going for them. In Japan, they're called hikomoris or shut-ins. Their daily life basically just consists of waking up, eating, gooning, gaming, gooning again, eating again, sleeping, repeat. Or at least that's how it is in general. I know it's not the same for everybody, you know, there's different levels of needism. I just am not one, so I simply don't know. I'm sure you noticed that I forgot to mention a couple things, like brushing your teeth or showering. Yeah, that doesn't happen. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people just casually say, yeah, I don't brush my teeth, or yeah, I don't shower. What? What do you mean? Take care of your hygiene, dog. No wonder you can't get a partner. You smell like a zoo. I don't even want to hear that garbage excuse of, oh, I barely go anywhere, or oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Yes, it does. I cannot imagine going a single day, or even like a week without taking a shower. You're telling me you're waking up, going all the way to the kitchen with that thunder breath, and eating food? Do you not taste the residue of last night's meal? Ice cream doesn't smell like ice cream after it's been in your mouth for 6 hours. And you collect them booty flakes? A bit of advice for anybody who doesn't know, but just because you can't smell you doesn't mean that others can't. And regardless of whether you're going somewhere or not, you should have the gumption to want to take care of yourself to some degree. That's such an abhorrent excuse to not do basic hygiene. Not only that, it could actually cause health problems by not doing so. But even if that wasn't the case, that's just gross. Wash your booty. And then the condition some of these Neets rooms can be is just completely vile. I don't expect anybody's room to be picture perfect, but when you got 6-month-old Dorito crust around your monitor, that's a bit of an issue. Now, I know many Neets could be confused. How do you solve such an issue? Do I have the answer for you. You get this thing, right, called a grocery bag, and you know, you hang the grocery bag somewhere, or you can leave it on the floor. You know, either one works. And put the stuff in there. Wow, shocker. I know it could be a little difficult, okay? But don't worry. Spending 2 minutes away from League won't kill you. Who would want to live like that anyways? Wouldn't you want to talk to friends, or, you know, go outside and see the sunlight? I'm sure if a Neet were to walk outside right now, they'd get absolutely flashbanged by the sun. And honestly, that's not even too bad of a thing. But that 3-piece combo is probably very detrimental. There are some Neet who even have pee bottles. Like, what? You're telling me you're so lazy you can't even get up to go to the bathroom? There are 5-year-olds who can do that, dog. What's 2 minutes away from your computer gonna do? It's not an efficient tactic. It's just unsanitary. I don't really hate Neets too much for their lifestyle, but rather their mindset. You're telling me you'd rather just lay around all day and do nothing and not work towards anything in your life? That goes against the entire concept of being a human. You're telling me there's nothing you want in life. Nothing. Absolutely nothing you want to get. Maybe a partner, or a house, or a high position in a career of some sort. You're telling me you want none of that. It just doesn't really make sense to me. You know, the Neet lifestyle is a very temporary one as well. It's not like you can just live life vegging out and not doing anything and not working. If you're depending on your parents won't be there forever, and the money you saved up years prior is going to run out eventually. And to the ones who aren't able to work because of a disability of some sort, I'm not talking about you. You literally cannot do so, so this doesn't apply to you. You're not a Neet. A Neet is someone who is willingly making the choice to not do anything with their lives. And what's so insane to me is they think they have life figured out or something. They think they're these super wise monks that have everything figured out, and they found the cheat codes to life itself. You didn't figure out life. You're too afraid to challenge it. Don't come over here with that crap thinking you have everything figured out when you're not even willing to try anything. And if you think something's not going to work out, you have to at least know for certain. You can't just say something's not going to work just because you've seen it not work. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that's a very cliche thing to say, but it's true. You're no better than a person earning minimum wage just because they decide to make a living for themselves and have their own things. Meanwhile, you want to lay up and be lazy and not work towards anything. You're not the wise one for that. You're just a loser. And again, I know what you guys are going to say. You're making videos. Aren't you kind of a Neet? And see, that's the difference between me or, you know, content creators and someone like a Neet. I'm actively working towards something. My life could be somewhat similar, but at least I'm spending multiple hours of my day working towards something I want to achieve. Neets aren't working towards anything at all. all, except leveling up in whatever crappy game they just had to play. Now, if you worked like a 40-hour work week and you just want to sit around and play video games all day on the weekends, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I support that. You know, relax, recharge those batteries. But there's a difference between relaxing and being lazy. And although most people have some sort of laziness to them, they're at least working towards something that'll benefit them or will better their future. Doesn't it weird you out that you're some 30-year-old person who doesn't do anything? Everybody the same age as you has got something going on in their lives. Doesn't that trigger something in you? I'm sure it would suck to see everybody who you grew up with do something with their lives and you're just still playing Call of Duty while eating Dino Nuggies. And it's not going to be a good look for you anyway if you're arguing with 12-year-olds online. If you're unsure about what you want to do with your life, explore. Find something you want to do. See what makes you happy. But to just not progress anywhere is just weird. It's actually more infuriating to think that you're better because of it. The McDonald's employee might hate their job, but at least they're willing to be uncomfortable for the betterment of their life. You pissing in a bottle and yelling at 15-year-olds on League isn't wise. That's just weird. And I'd be hard-pressed to let you tell me otherwise. I can't say there's any good quality about Neets. They're just losers, plain and simple. I personally wouldn't recommend it at all, but if you're going to do so, try not to go more than a couple years. It probably won't pan out well for you. And most importantly, just live life. There's a lot more to it than the things you are comfortable with. And by becoming uncomfortable, you can possibly find more things you're comfortable with. You'll never know if you don't try. I know the world is tough, but it'll never not be. And you not dealing with it is not figuring it out. It's preserving the time when you have to inevitably face it. And I'm sure the older you get, the worse it becomes. Trust me, you don't want to look back at your life and see that there's nothing to show for it. You may think it's cool now, but later on, you're really gonna regret that decision. And even if that isn't the case, it's not like you aren't a loser. And if you aren't gonna put your money towards anything useful, just give it to me. I would really like an M2.